The left is blaming gun violence. You know they're going to do this. They're going to politicize every one of these things. Never let a good crisis go to waste. That is the play. And, of course, it's come out more acts of gun violence, more acts of gun violence. And so here's the picture I want to put up to show you what's going on here. This is a picture of a couple of guys in an office building piling against the door in a desperate attempt to try to barricade themselves in their room. They're barricading the door with office furniture. A couch, the table, the chairs. And you could see in this picture, they're helpless. They are unarmed. They are desperate. They're scared. And that's exactly how Democrat politicians want you. Now, remember, this is a gun-free zone. New York City, this is a gun-free zone. You're not allowed to carry your gun. Gun-free. The only person that's allowed to carry a gun is the criminal. And that is the entire stupidity of the gun control argument. And here is the case. Look no further than this. This picture is how the Democrats want you. Helpless, frightened, defenseless, scared. You know in this picture right here, one of these two guys was either thinking or said to the other, I wish I had a gun right now. Now, maybe the guy comes in the door and you shoot it out and you die anyway. But at least you die fighting. At least you have a chance to defend yourself. Here, the guy gets through shoots his way into the barricade. What are you doing? You're begging for your life. It's all over. You have no chance. At least if you have a gun in your pocket, you say, you know what? I got a little confidence here. I have a chance. This guy comes through the door. I'm firing lead. And you have a chance to defend yourself. But that is not the way Democrat politicians want you. They want you scared and defenseless and helpless and desperate as the criminal comes walking through, with no care in the world of your gun laws because they don't affect him. He comes in with his gun. He ends 5 people's lives, and it's a tragic situation. And you can look to see just the other day in Michigan where you had a maniac, another lunatic, stabbing people with a knife. And what happened? How did he stop? A good guy pulled out a gun and said, take another step and I'll blow you away. And that was the end of the situation. The guy was an ex-Marine, had a gun, pulled it out, boom, problem solved. If he didn't have the gun, more people were going to get stabbed. Which leads to the real problem that's going on in our country is the mental health issue that we have. These were 2 lunatics. You just had the knife-wielding lunatic and the gun-wielding lunatic. Both of them mentally unstable. We know the guy in New York, a history of some mental illness, and that has got to be dealt with. It's the only way to curb some of this violence, and we all see it. If you ever walk through New York City, I'm sure it's in every other city that I have visited. I've traveled quite a bit. I'm sure you've seen it in these other cities as well. You are walking around with a bunch of lunatics on the street that belong in an insane asylum. And you've got to bring them back. I know Trump is working hard to bring back Alcatraz, to put our violent criminals in there. Yes, we got law and order. But we have got to bring back whatever nice name you want to call it, mental health facility. You got to bring back, a loony bin, a psych ward, an insane asylum. You have to bring these things back because these lunatics are walking all over the place and everyone's afraid of them. And you see them on the street, you got to act like you don't see them. You don't dare make eye contact with them. They're out of their minds. They'll kill you over a nickel. But we're supposed to accept the fact that these people are walking around our society instead of a locked cage where they belong. Now, here's the other issue, too, is, the mental health issue. We have mental health awareness. There's so much talk about the mental health. Everybody's being diagnosed with mental health issues. That's the other problem here. They're doing it with prescription drugs that are making billions of dollars. I think everybody between the ages of like maybe 30 and up, everyone's on some kind of mental health drug. They got everybody on mental health drugs. And 99% of these people that are being prescribed medication for mental health issues probably have none at all. But it's such a con job, and it's become such a thing. Oh, mental health awareness. It's like, no, you have some people that are completely insane. You don't use a drug to help these people. You put them in a safe place, out of society. That's how you help these people. Whatever you have to do, build a nice little Disneyland resort. We're blowing our taxpayer money on every other friggin' thing in the country, and we're sending it overseas. We're spending it on us. We can't build a few insane asylums to stick these people. The hell, hey, you got half these people living off welfare anyway, right? They're living on welfare. They're using the government assistance. They're staying in all these other things. They're halfway using the taxpayer money anyway. May as well stick them in a rubber room instead of sticking them out here with the general population. The guy with the knife, guy who's a lunatic, guy with the gun, lunatic, shouldn't be on the streets, but it's the gun problem. So now they want to allow these lunatics to walk around on the street. They want to take your gun away, and then they want to defund the police. I mean, it's almost as if they're just trying to kill you. Here's the Zoran Mamdini. This is the guy that's going to become the mayor of New York City. Whether you like it or not, this is the guy that's going to become mayor of the city. Here's one of his posts. I know people were putting them up yesterday like crazy. Here's the one that I put up. This was from Zoran Mamdini. This is about 2 years ago, whatever it was. We don't need an investigation to know that the NYPD is racist, anti-queer, and a major threat to public safety. What we need is to defund the NYPD. But your deal with the New York City mayor uses budget tricks to keep as many cops as possible on the beat. No to fake cuts. Defund the police. So that's the guy that's going to become mayor of the city. And the socialist communist experiment is going to play out in our face in New York, where they are going to defund the police, where you are going to have, what kind of quality of police are you going to have when you have them, right? They're going to make sure you don't have a right to carry a gun, and they're going to have lunatics allowed to walk around on the street. I mean, this is a recipe for a complete disaster here. I mean, this almost sounds like if you were going to write a story, it wouldn't even be believable. You're going to let lunatics out on the street, take guns away from the civilians, and defund the police. Like, it almost sounds like it's just a stupid script that you'd be like reading it and say, no one's going to buy this bullshit story. Get this out of here. That's what's about to play out in New York City. Now, this guy is talking about some CTE issues now. You know that the NFL is going to come down and quickly stomp that out. They ain't going to go for that. The NFL is not going to allow that to get out there. So this is a kid, apparently he played football. He was 27 years old. I don't know the last time he put on the pads. He was a high school star. I think he played some football in Canada or something. He had some beef with the NFL about his CTE, apparently, and he was targeting. He went there specifically, it looks like, to target the NFL offices. We know through Roger Goodell saying that the one guy that is in critical condition is one of their guys. That seems to have been the target. It's going to open up these questions about CTE. What is the truth? What's been covered up about it? How dangerous is it? You have two completely different sides of that coin. You have people that are in the CTE camp is crushing the youth in this country that are growing up playing these contact sports. You have the other side of the coin that says CTE is nothing but BS. It's a non-factor. So you have two competing sides to this. What is the truth, right? Do we know how many studies have been done on this? What is the outcome? What are your risks? Meanwhile, we keep encouraging kids to play contact sports, to play football. I've interviewed, I don't know how many hundred of NFL players, asked them if they would let their kids play tackle football. Many of them said never would let them play. A lot of them said they wouldn't let them play till high school. It's a dangerous thing. It's almost like we know cigarettes are no good for you. They kill you. Here it is. We know we're putting our kids in a situation where they could develop a brain trauma, a brain injury, and we're just like, yeah, hey, it's a risk, but it's worth it because they like the game. They're going to play it, even though they're going to get their head bashed in and possibly be have CTE down the line. So be it. I mean, that's what we're doing here. So we need the studies. We need them fast. We need transparency. But the NFL is a $1 billion industry. You think they're going to put out anything there that's going to crush the NFL? Not in a million years. So I don't know what the truth is with CTE. I have no idea. I played high school football. I got my head beat in a little bit outside of football as well. I don't know. Is there any truth to it? I really couldn't tell you. So are we going to find out the truth? I highly doubt it.
You're listening to the Alec Show. The future is family.